a little while, too. So anyway, let's start with who, Kathy?
Well, Bob, of course. Bob and his wife Karen are here, and they're on their way to Columbus for a football game. Well, we know Ohio State's not playing in Columbus, but you are going to watch Otterbein, right?
That's right. I have two wonderful daughters, and one of my daughters, the younger one, Alana, graduated from Otterbein, and she's going to go for her master's right now. And so we just like to go back and see her, of course, and some of her friends.
Okay, so I hope you have a grand time there. And I always say go Bucks. I don't know Otterbein's team, so I'm sorry about that.
Go Cards!
Go Cards, all right. All right, Quality Carpet and Flooring has been in business for more than 60 years. And your father started it?
That's correct. He started it before I was born. And it's been almost a legacy in the family. I worked there on and off since I was a little boy.
Oh,
and
wow.
I bought him out totally about 18, 20 years ago.
Yes, and your father's name was?
He's Bob Gaither also. He was
Okay.
Robert Gerald, and I'm Robert Stephen. But
Okay.
nobody knows that.
Well, okay. Yes, they know that now.
Well, my name is Andy, and my dad's name was Andy. From his hometown, he was known as Buddy. But it was a great thing because we could pretend to be each other here in Akron. Because if something happened that was not good, and they confronted my dad about it, he'd say, well, it's my dumb son Andy. And if there was something I didn't really want to do, and I said, hey, look, you got to pay that bill you owe us. I'm not going to pay you. Well, my dumb old dad, Andy, said, you got to pay up. So it actually works to your advantage.
Well, it's funny when people call up and they ask for Bobby. I haven't been called Bobby for 40 years, and I know it's one of my old friends or really, really old customers. And yeah, it's always a little tip-off.
I think that's great. Well, you and Andy actually have a lot of things in common. Family-owned businesses started by January Paint and Wallpaper was started by your mom and dad, right? And being in the business from being little kids. And you have another thing in common, and that is you're both involved in national buying groups. And that allows you to give your customers very good prices.
Yeah, that's right, Kathryn. It's probably one of the best decisions I made in business throughout the last 40, 50 years. A friend of mine came in, and we talked about it a little bit, and he was starting up a buying group. They're based out of Chicago. It's called Floor Covering Associates Network. And at the time, I was one of the first 8 members, and we've grown over the last 15 years or so to where we're doing a substantial amount of money. And basically what it means to you or my customers is even though you're dealing with a local company, local service, local expertise, as I think most people like to do nowadays.
Right. And it's the same thing with January's. We're in a paint buying group that does the same thing. We have, I think, probably 500 members across the country, and we buy at the same level as the big boxes and national companies.
It's called national account pricing, and so when someone, they want to do business locally, but they just don't want to pay a premium for that. And so with being in this group, it's not a franchise. I don't pay big fees or anything. I can offer them national account pricing and competitive prices while still giving them the superior service and selection that everyone wants nowadays.
It is really, it's a great thing. So there's a carpet buying group, and it's National Carpet?
Oh, no, we're national. I get national account pricing, but it's called Floor Covering Associates Network. And there's about 7 or 8 of us in Ohio. We're based out of Chicago. There's about 70 or 80 members total.
I think it's a really, really important point because, people want to patronize local places, especially family-owned, places that give you very exceptional service. However, we don't want, as you say, don't want to pay. We want both. We want everything.
That's nothing
those
new.
Customers. So how do you really pride yourself on your high-quality service? Would you tell us about that a little bit?
Well, there's really no secrets. I mean, floor covering's been around for a long, long time. There are innovations and new products that come along, but it's the basic thing in so many businesses. It's just trying to give superior service, offer wonderful selection, and be competitive on pricing. Okay.
And where are you located?
We're in the same spot we've been for over 50 years. We're down in the valley, 1755 Akron Peninsula Road. It's right where in the valley where Cuyahoga Falls and Akron meet. We just recently, I bought a commercial division, the Carpet Gallery. And whereas quality carpet's been mostly residential replacement, the carpet gallery does a lot of contract commercial work. It's 11,000 square foot. We just moved right down the street. And so we were able to triple the size of our showroom at Quality Carpet. So if you haven't been around for 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 or 40 years, stop on by.
Oh, that's great. Any particular trends right now?
Well, things kind of change. I think the friezes have been popular for about 7 or 8 years. Friezes, it's French for twist, and that's what replaced the Berbers, which were popular for about 20 years before that. Friezes is still popular. The dominant fashion is still a textured Saxony. But I think we're getting into more cut-in loops, more pattern goods. The trend is still soft, but they want a little bit stronger colors while still appearing soft. But definitely the patterns are coming back.
Oh, very, very good. Well, we'll have a link to your website on mybeautifulhomeshow.com. And I know you and Karen want to take off for the football game. Any last thing you want to tell our listeners?
I just want to thank yourself and Andy for having me on today. We've been a local company, part of the community for many, many years. I'm a homie, so if you come to see us, I'll probably be around for another 30 or 40 years, God willing.
Excellent. And please come back, and I really want a really excellent, detailed update on the trends. So please come back, Bob.
Thanks so much.
And this is My Beautiful Home. We'll be right